We could be better if we do this together. Better you, better me, better us.
Hi ladies, as promised, we are going to be making sweet Mexican cornbread. And to all of you that voted for a non-dairy recipe, I will be teaching you how to make it that way. So let's go on to the ingredients. You're going to need 3/4 of a cup of melted butter, 4 eggs, 3 cups of canned corn, which is equivalent to 2 cans of 15 ounces, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of condensed milk, which is equivalent to 3/4 of a 14-ounce can. And to all of you that are asking for a non-dairy recipe, there is actually dairy-free condensed milk, but if it's too expensive, I will teach you how to make it on the next video. So moving on to our ingredients, you're going to need 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of baking powder. So now we're going to be putting all of our wet ingredients into the blender, which is the corn, the melted butter, the eggs, the condensed milk, the vanilla extract, and the sugar. Now let's blend. And there's no particular time, just blend until everything is nice and smooth. Now we're going to be pouring this into a big container. You have to make sure it's big enough so that you can mix the flour in. Now we're going to be mixing in the flour. I went ahead and put my tablespoon of baking powder in the cup just so I could pour it in all together. And we're going to be sifting this just to make sure that there's no lumps. Now we're gonna be mixing this all up with a whisk. Just make sure you mix it all together. Make sure that there's no lumps from the flour. Now we're going to preheat our oven to 360 degrees. So I went ahead and used a 1-quart mold but you can go ahead and use whatever mold you want. I decided to use this little one because I wanted to make some little muffins for my daughters, because it's just easier for them to eat it, and it's also easier to store. So you're gonna go ahead and put some parchment paper on it, or if you don't want to, you can also just spray it with a non-stick spray. I prefer to use the parchment paper because it's just easier to take out and put into a different plate, but like I said, it's optional. Sorry for spilling, you already know I suck at pouring. Okay, now let's go ahead and pop these into the oven. So we're gonna be baking this for about 50 minutes. Do keep in mind that it all depends on your oven and on the type of mold that you're using, because it actually took 45 minutes for the little muffins to completely bake, and it took about 65 minutes for the little mold to be done. Personally love this recipe because the cornbread comes out so nice and moist and so spongy. It's so delicious. So I went ahead and added some ground turmeric to the condensed milk just to make it a little fun for my daughters. But you can also experiment with food coloring and just change up the colors just to make it fun on your kids. Okie dokie, so our bread is ready. So you want to make sure that you have that nice thick crust on the outside. So before you take it out of the mold, you have to make sure you let it cool down at least 20 to 30 minutes. And it will flatten out just like this. So there you have it as promised. Here is the recipe. I'm so sorry for being late. You already know how busy I get with these girls. But I promised I was going to give you that recipe, and here it is. For those of you that voted for a non-dairy recipe, I hope that you really try this recipe out with the dairy-free condensed milk. And if you can't find it at the source, it's okay. I will try my best to make that video for you as soon as possible to show you how you can make your dairy-free condensed milk at home. This recipe is for sure to be a crowd pleaser, and it's perfect for a Halloween party or even for Thanksgiving or just to have for breakfast. It's just so delicious. Well, ladies, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and for those of you that voted for the non-dairy rice pudding, don't worry about it. I did not forget about you. That will be for next week's video. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and turn your notification bell on so you can get notified next time that I post a video. See you all next time, and thanks so much for watching. Bye!
Say what you